Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to my channel. My name is Iris, and I help people bring more love into their lives from the inside out. And today I want to talk about how to stop judging yourself. And I want to introduce a prayer or a mantra that is going to help you release that judgment. So, self judgments are the negative thoughts that we think about ourselves, um, and the meaning that you give them. And the more negative thoughts that you think about yourself, the less love that you allow into your life, because you can't give more love externally than what you feel for yourself. I use the analogy, when you have a cup of water, if that cup is empty, you can't give any water to anybody else. And the same thing has to do with love. If you don't have a great deal of respect for yourself and love for yourself and compassion for yourself, your cup's not full, which means that you can't give that either. And the other side of that is you're not going to be able to receive it either, because you don't feel the love within yourself. So you're not going to be able to receive it either. And incidentally, this doesn't just apply to love. This applies to how much money you make, the career you have, the friends you have. All of those are the energy and vibration that allows more of that to come into your life based on how you feel about yourself. And it's the judgment that you have about yourself and the self-defeating thoughts and the meaning that you give that is keeping you from having more of that in your life. So humans by nature, we are meant to evolve and grow and expand and have these new experiences. We're meant to fall down. We're meant to learn from falling down. We're meant to rise above, and we are meant to grow and expand. But with so much judgment about ourselves, we don't allow that expansion and growth. And what happens is that we lose our zest for life. And how many of you have experienced a place in your life where you feel so depressed, you're losing relationships, you've lost your job, you don't have enough money, and you become very, very depressed, and you lose your zest for life. And a lot of that has to do with the things that you're saying to yourself and the way that makes you feel inside. So today I want to share some tips, and I think I have 3 tips, and one of them is 2-part. So first of all, I did a video last week, and in that video, the video was about navigating your way through if you are in a toxic or unhappy relationship. And in that, I talked about judgment as well, and releasing judgment, and noticing, first of all, what that judgment is. And that is just mindfulness 101. It's just about having that level of awareness. I'm going to leave the link to that video if you want to watch that video, and it'll pop up here in the video, or there in the video, so you can click on that. But in that video, I talked about mindfulness 101 and just being aware of the judgment that you have. And the easiest way to be aware of a judgment that you are having about yourself is to tune into how your body feels. And our bodies are freaking amazing when it comes to telling us what's a lie and what's the truth. Because if you ever notice, if you are having thoughts about anything, really, so I'm never going to get that job, I'll never get that person, I'm too fat for this, I'm not tall enough for this, I'm not thin enough, I'm too thin, whatever it has to be, I'm not good enough, I'm too stupid, I'll never attract somebody like that, I'm just not their equal, whatever it happens to be. Those are just some examples. when you say those things to yourself, you feel that in your body. And our body will tell us, is if it's true, we will feel happy and light and floaty. And another way to look at that is you being aligned to the source within you, your higher self, the divine, whatever you ascribe to. If you are feeling sick in your stomach, if you are starting to feel depressed, if you are starting to lose interest in things, if you have a stomach ache, if you have a heartache, if as you are feeling these things, then that is your body cueing you up to let you know that the thoughts that you are thinking are not actually the truth. And the funny thing about our bodies is, when we are entering into a dangerous situation, or we meet somebody that just is the wrong energy, there's just something about that person or something about that situation, and the hair on the back of your neck starts to stand up. That is our body. That's your intuition letting you know that something is off. And the same is true when we start to feel depressed and feel that our energy starting to get zapped and we become depressed and so on. So mindfulness 101, tip number 1 is have the awareness that you're having that judgment. And even write it down if you need to. And then feel it in your body. Where are you feeling it in your body? Are you starting to cry? Do you have a stomach ache? Do you want to throw up? What is going on in your body? That is the very first step. And once you tune into that, then you can start working on that. Okay. So one thing I want to say about people who call themselves stupid, I want you to remind yourself that there is no such thing as a stupid person. There is just people that are unaware and haven't learned what they need to learn yet. So for you that say that to yourself, please stop doing that and cut yourself some slack. You're not a stupid person. And I hear a lot, the reason I bring that up is because I hear a lot of people say, oh, I'm so stupid. Even adults. I'm not sure what audience I have here with me today, but even adults, they'll make a mistake at work, or they'll do something, they'll make a mistake in their relationship or whatever it is, and they'll say, I'm just so stupid. I just don't even know why I did that. I should know better. I'm just so stupid, right? There's no such thing as stupid people. Like I said, it's just the level of awareness that you have in the given situation. Okay, let me see where I'm at here. So mindfulness, write it down. Here we go. So something I want to also say about judgments, I'm just going to turn up my notes here. So something that I want to say about judgments is that people who have a lot of judgments within themselves don't have a lot of love for themselves. And I've already talked about that. So what happens is they need to balance out their judgments and the non-flowing or the lack of love that they have for themselves. They need to balance that out. And what happens is they do that through projecting onto other people. So you can spot somebody who doesn't have a lot of self-love for themselves because they are the ones that are judging other people. And it'll sound something like, I can't believe they wore that dress to the party, or what did they do to their hair, or oh my God, did you see how fat that person is, or look at how big their nose is, right? So people who don't have a great deal of love for themselves need to balance themselves so they project it out, okay? So be on the lookout for perhaps how you are doing that yourself, projecting out, and also notice other people when they do that, and then look at them with a little bit more compassion that they are struggling to have love for themselves and to release their own judgments. Okay, so tip number 1 is be aware of how you're feeling. And then tip number 2, which is a 1B, is to jot it down so that you have that awareness of your self-talk, because Sometimes we don't even realize what it is that we're saying to ourselves. Then tip number 2 is to feel it in your body. Where are you recognizing it, right? Is it a headache? Is it depression? Is it tears? Is it stomach aches? Are you always getting sick? Are you missing time off of work? Is there a lot of fighting going on? Like what is happening in your environment and in your physical body that is showing you what's going on inside your mind with your thoughts? Okay, so now here is an introduction to this mantra slash prayer, whatever you want to call it. I stumbled across this mantra several years ago. Many of you may have heard of Joe Vitale. He was in The Secret, but he's also written a couple of books on Ho'oponopono, which is an ancient Hawaiian healing prayer mantra that is designed to bring more love into your life. So let me go through and explain this. So Joe Vitale's books, the one that I know of and have read, are Zero Limits and At Zero, and I'll put that information below this video as well. But the prayer itself goes like this: I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you. And so I'll break down each one of those statements. So I love you is, I love you, divine. I love you, spirit within. Please forgive me means, please forgive me for the thought pattern or belief that I have been unaware of that is causing me to feel this way, right? So when we talk about feeling in our body knows, and it's an accurate representation of what is true and what is not true. So when you say there's always, and there's also around this second part, please forgive me, is we have pre-programs that are running in our subconscious, and sometimes we just don't even have a level of awareness of what is driving it. Okay, so please forgive me for being unaware of what programming is causing me to feel this way and to have this experience. Oh, that's the I'm sorry. Please forgive me, right, for not having that. And then I love you, or thank you, sorry, thank you. So I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you. And thank you is thank you for clearing out that belief. Now, for some, it might seem really hokey, but I hope that you're getting this because it's actually a really powerful mantra. And I'm going to do another video just on how to use Ho'oponopono because it is very, very effective when you use it. And you see results actually quite quickly. It's bizarre. It'll blow your hair back. Okay, so I'll just recap Ho'oponopono here. I love you. You were saying, I love you to the divine within yourself. I love you, right? And that is, you got to love yourself, okay? I love you. Please forgive me. Oh, I'm sorry. I love you. I'm sorry. For not having the awareness of the programming that is causing me to feel this way and have these experiences. Please forgive me. Thank you for washing that away. And I heard somebody else who does some trainings on Ho'oponopono say she visualizes water rushing in and clearing out that old programming. So how you're going to use this when you're feeling into your body is you'll notice the judgment, you'll notice how you feel, you'll tap into that place in your body that you're feeling it, and then you will just repeat to yourself, I love you. I'm sorry for not having an awareness of the programming that is going on that is causing me to feel this way and have this experience. Please forgive me. Thank you. And you don't have to actually say please, I'm sorry for not having the awareness. You don't have to say that, but have that intention in your mind and be familiar with what this prayer slash mantra is. And then you can simply say, Tap into that feeling in your body. Always have that awareness in your body and repeat, I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. And as you concentrate on that feeling in your body in that moment, you will eventually start to calm down and that feeling will subside and your mood will become more neutral, right? It's not like you go into this happy dance or anything like that. At least that hasn't been my experience, but I keep on repeating that mantra, whatever it happens to be. I keep on repeating it until I get into a neutral state. And that's when I know that I've done enough clearing. Now, the thing about that I want to say about Ho'oponopono and doing any kind of that clearing work is that sometimes, like in our lives, we only see, like the tip of the iceberg, right? But if you look underneath, there's like a ton of stuff underneath. So just because you have done a clearing once, depending on how big your iceberg is underneath the surface, you will have to do this several times. And it's like, I'll use the analogy like a garden hose that's been sitting for a long time without any water running through it. The water comes flowing through, but there's a lot of buildup and gunk, right? That gets backed up in this garden hose. So the water will start to trickle out, trickle out, trickle out, but eventually it's going to be a steady flow of water. Now, a garden hose, that's going to clear pretty quickly, but depending on how much stuff you have underneath the surface, you might have to do a little bit of work to get it all cleared. But I guarantee you, if you start practicing this, you will see a shift in how you feel. And because you feel better, your external circumstances are going to start to change. And that's law of attraction stuff. That's vibration stuff. And keep in mind, and I don't want to go too far down this rabbit hole, that as you start to do this clearing work, as you start to love yourself more, as you start to retrain your brain to think higher vibration thoughts about yourself, chaos may reign around you. So just be aware of that, and I will talk to you more about that chaos. I will talk to you more about Ho'oponopono and go into more specifics and more details. But that's what I wanted to share with you today on helping you have that awareness of how judging yourself and not loving yourself is creating the circumstances and causing you to lose yourself in your life, in your relationships, being depressed, not having the money and the career. I talk a lot about relationships, but this kind of stuff, how we do anything is how we do everything. So we have to start from the inside out. It always starts loving on the inside out. And Ho'oponopono and mindfulness 101, as I call it, is a really, really great place to start. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you found it helpful. Please leave your comments below. I'd love to hear what is going on, and practice Ho'oponopono, and let me know what your experiences are and what's happening for you. If you like this video, like it, subscribe it, share it, and until the next video, I'm sending you so much love. Bye for now.